India has officially withdrawn a crucial transshipment facility that allowed Bangladesh to move export cargo to third countries using Indian land routes, ports, and airports. The facility, extended by India in June 2020, enabled smooth passage for Bangladeshi goods to countries like Bhutan, Nepal, and Myanmar, nations with limited or no direct access to the sea. But now that route is shut. Why and how does this decision raise fresh concerns about regional trade disruptions and questions around India's obligations under World Trade Organization rules? And what is causing friction between these two key neighbors? This rollback didn't emerge in a vacuum. A recent political development arguably tipped the scales. Recently, during his 4-day visit to Beijing, Bangladesh's Yunus made a provocative claim. He said India's 7 northeastern states are landlocked and Bangladesh is their only guardian of the ocean. Yunus's overtures to China suggest Dhaka may be tilting eastward, inviting Chinese investments into areas uncomfortably close to India's Siliguri corridor, also known as the Chicken's Neck, a narrow strip that connects mainland India to its northeastern states. Now, for India, it struck a nerve. Hence, India's decision to halt the transit facility can possibly be interpreted as a reminder that strategic choices have consequences. So now that the decision is final, what are the implications for both India and Bangladesh? From a purely trade perspective, there are two sides to this story. This may be a win for Indian exporters, especially in sectors like textiles, footwear, and jewelry. Due to the influx of Bangladeshi goods, these industries have long complained about congestion at air cargo terminals, particularly in Delhi. Industry bodies argued that transshipment was clogging air freight capacity, delaying shipments, and increasing costs, making Indian products less competitive. So with the facility now gone, Indian exporters may see reduced congestion, better freight rates, and faster cargo processing. But the cost is far steeper for Bangladesh. The facility has significantly reduced transit time and logistics expenses for its exports. But now Dhaka must explore alternative and likely more expensive routes. Immediate trade with Bhutan, Nepal, and Myanmar could slow down, and the reliability of third country shipments may suffer. Lastly, there is also a legal angle. Is India's move in line with its obligations under WTO rules? Well, some trade experts say the rollback could invite scrutiny. How? Because under the WTO framework, particularly Article 5 of GATT and Article 11 of the Trade Facilitation Agreement, member countries are expected to allow transit for landlocked nations without undue restrictions or delays. So Nepal and Bhutan, which also rely on this trade corridor, may raise concerns. And if they see India's move as indirectly impacting their own trade flows, New Delhi could find itself facing diplomatic pushback on multiple fronts. Stay tuned for the latest developments and in-depth analysis on this evolving story.